Now I've reattached our filler the wheel bearing here, and just clips in there behind the fork. Push the fork forward, take it on. So I have the fork lever tied back here, so we'll move. We're putting the gearbox here. So we have everything now lined up, and then we put our gearbox back on the engine, and we put the centre clutch centre up now for the centre of the flywheel. As we dead centre for the clutch cover, so everything's run nice and smooth. So next step now, put the gearbox back onto the engine. That's our next step. Now I have our gearbox back in there, it's bolted in place here. So 2 bolts holding it in. And the next step now, we tighten the rest of the bolts in the gearbox. That's our next operation. So we're in now, and engine mounts back on, the gearbox mount. So we've stud on this side and stud the back, holding it. Now we'll put the rest. That's our next step. Now, step up the rest of these studs now. That's a tight squeeze in there. I have the back starter stud on, awkward yet, so it's fairly tight, getting that socket in there. So back starter stud's really hard to get, so once it's done, we'll put the rest of the bolts around the gearbox now. That's our next step. So we just had one of the starter stud's really hard to get. Now we attach the clutch cylinder. Okay. So when you're removing the gearbox from the Ford Focus, make sure you get the stud out here. To get the stud here. So it's the awkward one, so if you get off the exhaust system to remove the stud here on your Ford Focus 16 Tdci diesel, just a tip, so it won't come out that the exhaust can taken off. So that's one you have to watch. Next step now, put the exhaust back on. Now I've got the exhaust back on again. And clamps all tightened up here, one here, and there's one up on here. So it's all tightened up now, and drives are all in, wheels on, drives tightened up, and with the gearbox full of gear oil, and the filler plugs there. So next operation now, we put the battery in and put it all together and get our wee test drive. That's our next step. And only thing you have to watch on the Ford, just one stud here, so the exhaust has come off to get this one stud. Other than that, straightforward job. Another tip to get a wee block of wood in your jack, screw it on. Makes the gearbox easier to jack into place when you didn't touch one of these. So next step now, put the battery in and give her a wee test run. That's our next step. Now we've got our battery back in, air filter back on again, we're all tightened up. That's our Ford Focus clutch repair complete. Now we'll do a wee test run. That's our next step.